is a higher family. He's the Most High, holy and eternal, King of all kings, the only true wise and living God, the Almighty. So hello again. So coming on now to continue where we've gotten to in our revocation of the Balfour Declaration, which, as you recall, we've been coming to understand how our land, the land of Israel, which natively is the actual homeland of the brown Yasharite peoples, we've discovered that she's actually on the North African tectonic plate, denoting that the Shemite people are, well, the same complected as African peoples, essentially, and also is one of the things that also does tell us. So coming on really to provide a further look at this overall letter of intent. A letter of intent, family, it tells you so much. Not only does it speak to the actual overreach and pluck that we've seen typically from Edom and white European nations generally in their adoption and progressing of the discovery doctrine across the earth, particularly from the late 15th century till the present. Effectively, we're still seeing this rolling out in Israel to this present day. So I'd watch out all the surrounding lands, Iraq, Iran. But we all see what it is. But it also speaks to the actual, I guess, sentiment or fact that the actual, that brown Israel's goose, essentially, was essentially deemed to be cooked by the white European nations, to the extent that they actually felt that we'd have no further requirement for our land. So for those of you who may not believe that there was actually an agenda in the earth to cause Israel to cease from even being aware that she's a nation, well, I think you don't have to go and look at Psalm 83, because Yahuwah himself denounces Edom quite clearly, the tabernacles Edom specifically, as leading something of a global conspiracy to effect that very agenda in the earth. So it's not a surprise or a mystery as to how many of us weren't even aware before the awakening that we were even Israel at all. So hence my point. But how really did a land on the other side of the earth essentially come to be? Well, what justification did Britain have for being able to make such a bequest? Such a generous bequest? So we have seen that essentially the actual location of our land geographically is in the centre of the earth, essentially. So that it's quite pivotal in terms of being quite close to a number of quite strategic assets and locations also. And also having a pivotal agenda, if you like, in the overall balance of power, politically or economically, in the earth as well also. So Yahuwah actually spoke of this in Ezekiel 36 as being the actual mission of Edom, who actually seized upon his land to cast it out for a prey. Saying essentially they took it for financial aggrandizement, and for those reasons they actually seized upon it as a means, to that means. So we're coming on tonight really to provide something of only a repudiation of this letter of intent, and certainly determination to lobby for the returns of our lands. And also to raise an indictment, essentially, also, against what the Bible calls Edom. Essentially, she is a white European